Good evening, everyone. I'm so happy to tell you that our conference this year has been full of ELT superstars. And our next speaker is one of them. She comes from Istanbul, Turkey, and she's a principal at these tech schools. You may know her for the amazing job that she has done organizing these tech conferences in Istanbul. Let's welcome Burcu Akyol.
Hi. Thank you, Elinda, for this lovely introduction. I'm really happy to be here. This is my second time in Athens, in this wonderful city. And I've really enjoyed the conference. And first, I'd like to thank to the TESOL conference committee for their hospitality. Well, yes, this is about my journey of discovery. I've been in education for 14 years, so I have 14 questions and answers in this presentation. In these 14 years, I made some choices, like all of us, some right choices, wrong choices, and I've had the chance to meet wonderful kids. I learned new things, and I experienced different teaching environments. During each of these years, I asked myself questions, and answers of these questions helped me develop personally and professionally. In this presentation, I will share with you 14 questions and my answers. It's going to be like a journey in time, because the first question you will see is from the very first year I started teaching, 2001, and I will take you to today with the last question, the 14th question. So this talk is based on personal experience and my reflections. Please keep your expectations low, because they're not very philosophical questions. On the other hand, these are the questions which made me who I am now, and I believe a passionate educator. Well, okay, yeah, it was the year 2001 when I started working at a language school. I was very excited. I was very enthusiastic about teaching and meeting new teachers. And I thought being a professional was equal to having business cards. And I ordered a stack of business cards. I have it here with me. I'll tell you the story of it. Yes. And I started going to conferences, seminars organized by publishers, different schools, hoping to meet people. But guess what? Nobody asked for my business card. So business cards didn't work for me at all. Fortunately, I found other ways to meet people, meet new people, by the help of technology. Before I tell you what those ways were, and still are, I'll show you a video about how we communicate, that will remind us how we communicate today using social networks.
Social networking is completely out of control these days, but do the things we do online make sense in real life? Let's take to the streets and find out.
Ma'am, hi. I just want to let you know that I'm following you, like just giving you an alert.
Okay.
You don't have to do anything, just know it and enjoy it. Jenna Kingsley is now following you. Just like do whatever and I'll just watch. Is that creepy? You want to poke me back? Wasn't that fun?
Yeah, this is weird though. I don't even know you.
I know, but that's what you do, right?
Tom O'Donnell started working at McGuire Law Firm. Congratulate Tom, guys. Be team players. You guys are not supportive.
I want to endorse you for your coffee making skills.
Thank you, I appreciate that.
So easy, I don't even know what it means, but it's the thing to do. Do you think you're going to endorse me too? Because I'm pretty good at it.
Sure.
Okay, cool. Hi guys. I was wondering if you would like accept my friendship request.
Friendship what?
He looks really important with like the whole button down. Do you want to be connected?
Do you want to be connected? How do you want to be connected?
Excuse me. I just want to let you know that 12 people have viewed you.
Sorry?
12 people have viewed you on the subway.
What does that mean?
I don't know, you must be really important. They're like viewing you. That guy chose to remain anonymous. 7 people have viewed you on the subway. I have just checked into Grand Central Station. What's your name?
Andrew?
Jenna and Andrew have just checked into Grand Central Station with about 452 other people. I am getting so many views right now. I am. Oh my God, man, that's so cute. I have to share this with everybody. Do you want to comment on how cute this is?
This is cute.
I like your comment. Excuse me, sir. Can you introduce me to that guy that's sitting next to you?
This guy?
You're like our 1 degree connection.
Okay.
So if you could introduce me.
All right, and your name is?
Jenna.
Excuse me? Hey, my friend over here, Jenna, she'd like me to introduce you to her. So,
Hey,
Greg.
I'm Jenna. I mean, we had him in common, so I figured I should meet you. And now we're all connected.
This is what we do online, right? Actually, internet, social media incredibly changed the way we communicate. Yes, let me go back to my business card story. Yes. I've started building up a personal learning network in 2009. And this is my Twitter map, Twitter network. I like this kind of maps because it shows me how big my personal learning network is. It's now beyond the walls of the teacher's room. Different teachers, like-minded teachers from all around the world. It is really great. And let's see, what else do I do to meet people, to meet teachers? Staff room, this is where we are every day. We can find new ways of developing professionally, even in our staff rooms with discussion groups, book clubs, peer observations, and conferences, local international conferences, TESOL Virtual Roundtable Conference, which is an online event. And so we can meet new people and have inspiring ideas. Training courses and webinars, face-to-face courses, TESOL, EVO sessions like Marisa mentioned in her session, consultancy courses, online courses, TEFL webinars, CETA courses, and online networks like Twitter, Facebook, which gives us a global staff room. And by the way, this is the new version of a business card. Have you seen such a thing before? You wear it with your badge at a conference. You're given this one by the conference organizers. When you want to meet someone, instead of exchanging business cards, you just approach to this person and he has the same thing, and your contact details are uploaded into this one. This is like a USB stick. And also think that you go to a session and the presenter has a handout. He doesn't give it to you. You just go with this and touch yours to his token, and yeah, it downloads the handout. And then you can use it like a USB stick and get all the information about people you meet. Well, okay. And I would like to say that teaching is not a solitary profession only if you collaborate with and learn from other teachers. Yes, this was my first question. Before the second question, I'd like to set the scene first before I tell you the second question, and then tell you how this question helped me develop. I was a newly graduate, and as I said before, I started learning at a language school, and I was given an upper intermediate level class, and most of my students were older than me. There was even a judge in my class, a lawyer, and an architect. It was really scary. And in order to get ready for a 40-minute lesson, I remember working for an hour, looking up all the words from the dictionary, just in case, you know, I'm a teacher, I must know everything. What if they ask a word that I don't know? The vocabulary notebook I had by the end of the course was thicker than the course book itself. Really, believe me, I'm not exaggerating. I decided to take a series of courses from British Council. There was a series called Diploma of ELT. I started it, and it was very good for learning how to reflect on my teaching. Yeah, this is the report I wrote after the first observation. I'd like to read a couple of lines. Yeah, in my opinion, this was one of the worst lessons I've ever done. I could follow my lesson plan and was pleased with myself until the first step of the jazz chant. I've tried this lots of times, and each time it went well, except this time. I thought it was a terrible lesson, but obviously the trainer didn't think so. She said, "You're too hard on yourself. Lots of good things in this lesson, a very good action plan." These observations, these practical courses developed me a lot. During this time, I still had my classes, and at the end of one of them, we gave each other feedback. We put up A4 size papers all around the room and wrote good things about each other. And this is a part of what they said about me, and it made my day that day, really, because they thought that, yeah, with my lesson, they started to have fun from English. Isn't it nice? I started to gain confidence. And the question was, am I going to be a good teacher? It is a very simple question, but this question helped me develop a lot. And I'd like you to think, what is the question you ask yourself that motivates you to develop? Probably it is the reason why you're here today on a Sunday at a conference. And my third question. I taught adults for 2 years. Then I started working at a primary school. This is my first graders. I was standing somewhere here. There was a screen. I had very interesting materials, but who cares? Each of my students were looking somewhere, not me. It was a very difficult class. Actually, it wasn't a difficult class, but I lacked classroom management skills in a young learner's classroom. And after the very first lesson, I said, what have I done? I'm at the wrong place. I should have stayed with my adult students. And then another learning adventure started for me, and I started, first of all, learning strategies about classroom management, and I created my own strategies. And then I started to like teaching young learners. I like it very much. Yeah, I can say that there was no fixed recipe for classroom management. Just developing positive relationships and never ever yelling at your students, because it shows weakness. It shows the weakness of the teacher. And knowing that they're not only a group of students, they are individuals. And for motivating students, I always believed that creating the need and desire to learn is very important. And for this, You need to minimize extrinsic motivators like stickers, chocolate, things like that. And extrinsic motivators must be backed up by intrinsic motivators, like challenge, curiosity, competition, cooperation, recognition, are all feelings related to intrinsic motivation. And I would like to recommend 2 books here. One of them is Punished by Rewards by Alfie Kohn. It's a great book. And the second one is about motivation. It's called Drive by Daniel Pink. It's all about motivational theories in a very clear and easy language. And some chapters are about education, and it's about how we kill intrinsic motivation of kids. Yes, my 4th question. Speaking at a conference, isn't it scary? Actually, I asked this question myself while I was watching a presentation at a conference. The presenter was really relaxed. At least he looked so to me. I thought I could never, ever present at a conference, but at the same time, I dreamt doing so. Clearly, I wanted to be there, but what was I going to talk about? I was just a new teacher, wanting to be a good teacher. The answer of this question had to wait for a couple of years. I'll come to this later. I believe every teacher has something to share. What teachers need to do is to discover what they want to share. Find out their areas of interest. Observe other teachers teaching and ask them to observe themselves. Keep a teaching journal maybe for reflection, or a blog, and film your classes. It's not easy all the time, but from time to time it really helps you to find out your strengths, the areas you need to develop. Yeah, this is the website I'd like to recommend, myfutureself.com. It's an online diary, but the format of it is interesting. You write this diary by sending emails to the very unique email address you're given. From time to time, they send you time capsule questions, some questions. You can see the answers to those questions in a couple of years, not before that. And your answers is organized automatically into timelines, places, and dates. And it's a great way for reflection, I think. You can try that. My 5th question is there a way to make him love learning English? I became an English teacher because I always admired my English teachers. I strongly believe that no matter how old the students are, if you make them love learning English, they will definitely push their limits and do their best. I had a couple of very difficult students in my teaching life, and I'm going to show you one of them. His name is Yiğit. At the time he did the project that I'm going to tell you in a minute, he was a 5th grader. Now he's in 12th grade. He hated English, and he was a very difficult student. But then Yiğit and I had a turning point. I gave them a project. It was a simple interview project. And Yiğit was lucky to interview his neighbor, who is a very, very famous guy in Turkey. Have you ever heard Cem Yılmaz, a comedian? Okay, you're going to see him. After this interview, he became very popular in school. We showed this interview in the conference hall to all the 5th graders, and all of a sudden he started to like my lessons. I'm going to show this interview to you.
I start my interview with Cem Yılmaz. What is your new film project for the new year?
First of all, I'd like to thank you to be in my house today for this fantastic homework interview. And thanks to your lovely teacher, Miss Akyol. It's a fantastic homework. Your question is my new film project in New Year, isn't it? My new film project will be in the summer. It will be about, I don't know yet.
Who are your most favorite actor and actresses?
My favorite actor is myself.
What is your favorite books, film, and sports?
And car.
And car.
I love Ginelli books.
Dinner.
Yes, they are very easy to read. Very easy. I love my favorite sport is
Football.
eating.
Eating. What is your advice for being a good
My
student?
advice is work hard and you should love your teachers and you should love your lessons. If you love them, you can be very successful in the school, and then later you can be successful in your life. I love my father, I love my mother. What will I be? Will I be pretty? Will I be rich? Yani zengin biri. I have one sister. She is younger than me. She is younger, and I have my brother.
He's older than you.
Yes. He is older than the world. We are the children. That was our motto, you know. I learned lots of English during this interview. Thank you very much. And thank you, TED College. And thank you.
Miss
Thank you.
Now Cem Yılmaz is playing drums.
Well, we're Facebook friends with Yiğit, and I know that he still likes English. Really, this single project was a turning point for both of us. I'm not saying that, you know, every student can have this chance, but you know, alternatives to this can happen. Students who like learning English, who are interested in it, are easy. They can learn without us, even without us. But it is really important to get these students and make them love learning English. This is making a difference. This is being a teacher, real teacher. Yes. Yeah. My reflection is, know your students well and don't give up on the difficult students, and be a careful observer and a very good listener. Listen to your students, really. So, is there a way to make my lessons more effective? In 2007, I think, I was a very tech-savvy teacher. I used technology for designing my lessons, to get resources, to read articles, but I didn't use it in the classroom. And my students were tech-savvy too, so I thought I should do something. I did some research, and I thought class blogging could be a good tool in my classroom. Don't think that I'm exaggerating, but after starting blogging with my students, it was like a magic wand to my lessons. My lessons weren't boring. or ineffective, but we needed that touch. We were able to take English from the classroom, and we were beyond the walls. We were able to communicate with children from other countries. We learned a lot. It was another turning point for my career. Yeah, that's how I answered this question. This is a screenshot from the class blog I made with my students. Yeah, but I'd like to emphasize this as well. As we all know, it is possible to see a disastrous lesson with the most advanced technology, or a wonderful lesson with no materials at all. But you can find a very good piece of technology that will suit your needs and enrich your curriculum and made a positive impact on the outcomes. And yes, as I said at the beginning, being a network teacher helps you gain a sensible and critical approach towards technology. Yes, I think I have become a presenter now. It is scary. Oh, by the way, are they listening to me? As the time passed by, I thought I was ready to do a presentation at a conference. I thought what I was doing in my lessons was worth sharing, but you cannot imagine how nervous I was at my very first presentation. I was standing like this, reading my slide. That was how I was feeling comfortable. This wasn't my slide, but it was very similar. I took this picture in a conference in Turkey at a university. The owner of this slide was my lecturer when I was a student. That's why I hated school, and I didn't want to become an English teacher. Yeah, apparently to have something to share was not enough for me. Public speaking is something very, very difficult, and not all of us are natural born presenters like David Crystal or Stephen Krashen. And yeah, I started developing my presentation skills. TED Talks are still a great source for me. Probably most of you watch TED videos. And there is a new book, Talk Like TED. It gives very good strategies. And also, in order to change the way you prepare your slides, in order to avoid boring slides, this Presentation Zen book is really good. It's a very simple book, but it gives you very good strategies. You may not want to become a public speaker, but I think developing your presentation skills is good for your lessons as well, because, you know, classroom is a stage. You perform there every day. Yes, in 2008, after an e-learning conference, after attending an e-learning conference where there were presenters from different countries, I thought I could go to an international conference and present there. And so many other questions, where am I going to go? Are they going to accept me? And I found out that there was an association called TESOL. And then I sent a speaker proposal. And I also applied for a scholarship because the school I used to work at the time wouldn't pay for anything. And then I got the very good news in 2000 for the third conference at TESOL. I got a travel grant, a scholarship. Anyway. You also you should consider applying for scholarships. It's not difficult. And there are so many options. There are, I think, 29 scholarships for the annual conference. It is late for the Manchester conference, but for Birmingham conference, the 50th TESOL conference, you should consider sending an application for a scholarship. Would anyone read if I wrote a blog? I blogged for 4 years. I started my teacher blog in 2009. And it was very, very good for reflection. For the last 2 years, I don't blog very often because my focus has changed a little bit from ELT to general education. Although I have so many things in my mind, I cannot find the time to do so. But it's a very important part of reflection, lifelong learning, and networking. So, you can consider reading blogs and meeting other bloggers and start your own blog. You're going to see how good it is to be read by the other teachers from all around the world and interact with them. Just guess who asked this question to me? Yes, my son. And the question is now, don't you too think that I need an iPhone 6, not a phone, not a simple phone to communicate, iPhone 6? And of course the answer he gets is a no. He once said, show some mercy. Don't you remember how you felt when you got your first phone? Yes, I said. I was very happy, you see, but I was 21 at the time. I wasn't 10. Well, he teaches me so much. By the way, this is Ata. Yeah. He teaches me so much. I learn a lot about the new generation. And I started understanding the problems of the education system much better. I just Googled the accidental purchases. This gives us a good view of the new generation. You should do this from time to time. A couple of years ago, I couldn't find, this many accidental purchase stories, but now there are top 10 lists on the internet, and they're really funny stories. Buying a car online in an auction. Just guess how their parents might feel. What I want to say is that we cannot spend our days missing the old days and criticizing new generations. We must adapt ourselves to the changing world and understand that each generation is different from the one before it and the one that follows. We as teachers must accept this fact. What if no one comes? Is there anyone who attended the İSTEK ELT conference in Istanbul? Nice. Well, it was the right place, the right time, and the right people for me. And I organized one of the biggest ELT events in Turkey. We organized 3 of them, and we managed to gather 1,000 ELT professionals from Turkey and from like 15 countries. Back in 2001, if someone had told me that I would organize this, my answer would be, are you kidding me? It's not possible. What I would like to say here is that you should think big. You should think outside the box, and nothing is impossible. This doesn't have to be organizing an event. This could be anything. This could be writing a book. This could be doing an MA or a PhD, or performing a play, a show with your students on the stage. This could be anything. Nothing is impossible. That's what I learned from this question. Should I be like him? Him. 2 years ago, I had a change in my career path, and I became a school principal. I thought about all the principles I had as a student and as a teacher. And this was my principle when I was at high school, when I was a high school student. I don't remember a moment talking to him. I don't remember what his room was like, because going to his room was never for a good reason. And all the students and teachers were afraid of him. And all the principals I had an experience with were like this. I never ever want to be a person people respect because of my title. And I can say that in these 2 years, I don't feel experienced about managing a school. You don't manage people. You manage things. When you manage people, they feel like a thing. When you lead them, they feel like a person. And this is true for all kinds of relationships. Listen to people. Listen to your team. Listen to the other teachers. Listen to your students. They must feel valued. Yes, towards the end, can I do something other than feeling sorry? There are many bad things happening around us every day in our countries, in the world. And as Turkish people, I can say that we are very emotional. We feel very sorry about these bad things happening around us. But when it comes to doing something, we're a little bit slow, lazy, I can say. We're so much focused on our everyday life. And most of the time we don't find the time and the chance to do something without expecting something in return. But I believe that as educators we have more social responsibility than the other people have. And I found a charity-run organization in September, and I started running with them. Well, I was a person who hated running for even 10 meters. In the last Istanbul Marathon, I ran 15 kilometers for children who need protection. Thank you. And with my school, with the parents' support, with our students' support, we managed to collect about 10,000 euros for children who are in need of protection. And this feels really good. You feel happier and healthier, really. What I want to say here is that find your own starfish to make a difference in someone's life, even if it is just one person. So, this is the last question, and the answer to this question will enable me to continue my journey. It might not be, yes, it might not be realistic to live as if we're going to die tomorrow, only on Sundays maybe, but it is a good idea to learn as if you're going to live forever. This presentation was a 1-hour version of my 14 years, and I hope you enjoyed it. And I hope you have too lots of great questions to help you learn and grow. Thank you very much for listening.
From the TESOL Gift Board, Burcu, we would like to thank you very much for the honor. Here is a small gift.
Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Really.
So I shouldn't miss my flight. Hope to see you one day in Turkey and have a great conference. It's still not finished, right? Thank you.
I think you should stay put because at 7:30 The performance by Dave and Luke will start. It's 7. It's 7:15. Okay. 7:15. Thank you very much.